Hello everyone, this is Rohit Manoharan from Networkers Home and welcome back to the AWS Solutions Architect Associate Lab Training. For this video, we'll be discussing about implementation of S3 service in AWS. So the abbreviation of S3 is Simple Storage Service. And talking about S3, S3 is basically a safe place to store all your files and it's an object-based storage, and all the data that you store in S3 is spread across multiple devices and facilities in Amazon. Let's talk a little bit more about S3. Let's discuss some key features of S3. Individual files in S3 can be in a range of 0 bytes to 5 TB. And there is an unlimited storage, so you can store whatever you want. Files are stored in buckets. And what does that bucket mean? So basically bucket, you can call it as a folder and you store your files in that folder. That's what bucket is. S3 name should be unique globally. And there's a reason behind it because it's linked with our DNS. So it should be unique. So the names of the URL should be unique. And one more thing, when you upload a file, you will receive an HTTP 200 if the upload of the file is successful. In the start of the video, I told you S3 is an object-based storage. So what does that object-based storage mean? It simply means an object will consist these following things. So let's discuss one by one. Key is basically name of the object. So whatever the file is, it will be the key. Okay, so the name will be the key. Okay, the value will be the data belonged to key. So data belong to a name, you can call it like that. Versions are the instances of a file. So you can say versions are the instances of value, or versions are the instances of an individual file. So if you have a file and it keeps on updating, it is basically called versions. And we will talk about this in detail in the S3 versioning video. So I'm not going to explain it more here. The next one is metadata. So metadata is basically data about data. And what does that mean? So basically, if you have an object, you have to belong that object to another data. So if you have another finance data, so this object belongs to the finance department. So this is what metadata means, a data which belongs to another data. That's why it's called data about data. Amazon actually guarantee a 99.99% of availability of your data. So what does that mean? So your files will be available 99.99%. So, and the durability of your file means you will not lose your file with a percentage of this number, which is 99.119. And this is important in your associate exam, which will be asked how many nines are there. So you have to basically remember that there is 11 nine in durability and 2 nines in availability. Okay, so you will be charged for S3 based on storage. You will be charged how many requests you go for the files. You will be charged for the storage management pricing. So there are a couple of storage management pricing and I will show you in a minute. You will be charged for data transfer and the transfer accelerations, which means how much bandwidth you want for your data acceleration. So you'll be charged for these things. And let me show you one image. And let me delete this. Yeah. So this image basically shows you different tiers of S3. As you can see, there are many comparison between each and every storage management. So you can discuss this in your theory classes. Because it's a lab video, let's directly jump into a lab session. So I have already signed into my AWS Management Console. And apart from the topic, let's discuss a little thing about regions. So as you can see, I have my username, and beside that, as you can see, I am in a Mumbai region. If I drop down it, I can see multiple regions. And the first one, which is US East North Virginia. There is something special about this region, that is AWS rolls out all the products and services first in US East North Virginia. So if you want to experience new service, or if you want to experience new features in AWS, you must select US East North Virginia. Okay, so that's about region. Let's jump back into our topic, which is S3. So what you have to do is click on services, and under storage, as you can see, let me zoom in. Under storage, we have S3. Yeah, so what you have to do is simply click on S3. And let the previous buckets load. And as you can see, I don't have previous loaded. If it's your first time, you will be getting the message that you don't have a bucket. So you have to create a bucket first. So a bucket is a folder. So what you have to do is click on create bucket. Before that, you can see that I am in a global region. So okay, I am in a global region. So creation of bucket is in global region. So I will click on create bucket. And as I told you, it's a unique name. Your bucket name should be unique. So if you go for test bucket, and if you go click on next, which will show that this bucket name already exists. So it should be unique. So let's go for my own name bucket. So I will go for Rohit Manoharan, which I never created. I create for some other name. So let's check whether it is available or not. And the other thing that you can see is region. So if I click on region, so there are some region where S3 storage is not available right now at the time of this video. As you can see, Africa, it's not available. Hong Kong, it's not available. And there are some region. Maybe in future, if when you will watch this video, maybe it's available in that time, but I will select Asia Pacific Mumbai, which is near me. So I will choose that region and click on next. And as you can see, we have versioning. We will be talking about versioning in detail in the future videos. I will make a S3 versioning video specifically. So I will just not check this S3 versioning part. So I will just remain it. I will just leave it as it is. And as you can see, we have server access logging. So I don't want to log. We have tag. It's okay for me. So I'm not keeping anything. So you can actually keep an encryption method too. So it's okay, I don't want encryption. So let's click on advanced settings. So as you can see, there is an object lock, which means your objects in the bucket will be locked permanently. So I don't want that also. So CloudWatch request metrics. So basically CloudWatch is a monitoring tool in S3. We'll be making a video on that too. So I'm okay with all these things. So I will be clicking next, right? So as you can see, this page is something new which Amazon added for security, because many people were there making their bucket public, and it was creating so much vulnerability in the bucket. So Amazon added that block all the public access by default in an S3 storage. So if you remove this, as you can see, it will give you a dialog box which shows that Amazon recommends that you should block all the public's access to your bucket unless this bucket is public access. So unless this bucket is public access, you should make your bucket as blocked. So that no one can access your bucket. So I will make it block all public access, and I will click on next. Let's review all the things that we created. So let's review it, and it's okay. It's great for me, and I will click on create bucket. And as you can see, there is a bucket which is Rohit Manoharan. And if you want to open this folder, you have to basically click on it. And it's done. And we are in a Rohit Manoharan bucket. So let's upload some files in this bucket. So to upload a file, you have to click on upload. You can actually create a folder inside a folder, which means you can create a folder inside a bucket also. So I will just directly upload some files. So I will click on upload. And let us add the files. Yeah, and let's go for desktop. I have a couple of images. Let's add those images. Let's go for these images, and I will open it. There are two images that I added, and as I told earlier that a file can be ranged from 0 bytes to 5 TB individually. So let's upload that. Yeah, so I will click on next, and there is user ID, object, read write permission. I'm okay with that. So as you can see, the block public access settings turned on for this bucket, preventing the access of public. So I'm okay with that. Let's upload it first, and then we will add these things. So as you can see, there are different types of storage. I will go for the standard one. It's okay for me. I will simply click on upload, and it started. And as you can see, I have success. So that's why it's showing one success. So our both the files are now uploaded. So if you want to see the details of this file, you have to basically click on this small icon, and it will open the details of this file. Yeah. And as you can see, we have an overview of our file, and this is the link of our file. And if you click on this link, let's click on this link. And as you can see, I can't access the file. Let's go back. Okay. Yeah. So I can't access this file, and let me go back to my bucket first. Yeah. Let's check it again. Yeah. So let's open it in a new window. So basically, I can't open it because, as you all know, our public access is blocked. So if you want directly to open it, you can actually open it from here. But if you go for the URL, you can't actually open the file. That's what it meant. And you can see the storage classes here, and you can edit out the storage class from here also. Okay. And the other thing about this one is, let's go back and click on this small button. Yeah, you can add encryption to this file to keep your data safe, and I'll be making a video about encryption too, so you don't have to worry about that. So these are the things that you can do with this bucket. You can actually, there is an action thing, so let's go for actions. You can open it, you can download it, you can get the total size of it, you can change the storage class, which means standard, glacier, anything you want. You can change the encryption, you can change the metadata. So we'll be making a metadata video too. So you can rename this file also. So you can delete, copy, move, and there are a couple of actions that you can perform with this file. So I want this file to be publicly accessible. So how should I do it? What you have to do is make your S3 bucket publicly accessible. So what you have to do is click on Amazon S3 back to go back to your dashboard of S3. And as you can see, I have my bucket, Rohit Manoharan. So I will check it. And as you can see, it again pops me overview. And you can actually click on edit public access settings. So let's click on edit public access and remove this check mark, which makes our bucket publicly accessible. And for this, you have to confirm it. So you have to type confirm manually. So I will type confirm, and I am granting this bucket to public. So it's okay. So I'll click on confirm. Great. And now, as you can see under access, bucket and objects are not public. So it's still not public. We have to make it public. So let's check it again. So it's clicked. No, okay. So I actually didn't save it. So I actually clicked on cancel like this. Yeah. So let's confirm it. So as you can see, we have objects can be public. So it doesn't mean that our object is public right now. It says objects can be public. So you have to manually make your objects public. What you have to do is open this bucket, and there are files. So you have to click on a file. And if you want, you can go for permissions and do that. So I will go for this check mark, which will open the overview, and I will go for actions. And under actions, you can make it public. And I will click on make public, and it's success is 4. So let's do one thing. Let's go for the URL again. Okay, let's go for the URL again. And as you can see, it's public. So finally our file is public. Yeah, and if you want both of them, you have to check both of these and click on make public. So both of these files will be public. Okay, so both of these files are now public, and let's open the second file too. Let's go for the URL. As you can see, this one is also public. So that's it for the starting of S3. So it's just let's get started for S3 video. So I will be talking more about S3 in the future videos. So there are a couple of things that you have to learn about S3, and S3 is a wide topic. In associate architect, it's a little bit easy, but in the future, professional and all, it's very difficult. So you have to learn more and more about S3. So there are a couple of things. We'll talk about encryption, metadata, tags, and object log in the future videos. So let's go back to our S3 bucket, which is Rohit Manoharan. And as I told, you can change encryption and all. So I will show you in the next video, right? So that's it for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you like this video. Till then, bye-bye.